everyone, I'm Tianyuan. Today we're going to make celery dumplings. The first step is to prepare the dumpling wrappers. I recommend mixing the dough with 100 grams of flour and 60 grams of water, which is a 60% hydration ratio. At first, the dough may feel a little firm, but after resting, the texture becomes just right. This kind of wrapper is not easy to tear, has a good balance of elasticity and softness, is easy to work with, and tastes excellent. When mixing the dough, pour all the water in at once. Try to stir all the flour into flakes before you start kneading. This way, it won't stick to your hands easily. If there's still some dry flour at the bottom, you can add a tiny bit more water and adjust as needed. Knead the dough until it becomes slightly smooth, then cover it and let it rest for about 1 hour. This resting time allows the dough to slowly develop gluten, making it much more elastic and easier to roll and wrap later. The resting time for the dough is just right, so let's move on to the second step, making the dumpling filling. The filling is the usual combination of pork and vegetables. Today, I'm using celery. Celery is unique because it's quite crisp and firm, so I need to blanch it in boiling water for 2 to 3 minutes. As soon as it starts to change color, remove it immediately and place it into a large amount of cold water to cool down. This helps preserve the crisp and tender texture of the celery. After cooling, drain the water, cut the celery into strips first, and then finely chop it. The second ingredient is shrimp, which adds extra aroma. Using raw shrimp will give a fresher flavor, but since I happen to have cooked shrimp at home, I'm using that instead. You don't need a high proportion of shrimp. I'll just chop it into small pieces for now. The third ingredient is fresh ginger, finely minced. Set it aside for now. We'll use it later after pouring hot oil. Chop some carrot into small bits as well to add a hint of sweetness and enrich the texture. After preparing the lean ground pork, start seasoning the filling. First, add salt, white pepper, and soy sauce to the pork for basic seasoning. Here, I add an extra step. Heat up some Sichuan pepper oil or green pepper oil. You can substitute with other oils if you don't eat these, and once it starts to lightly smoke, pour it over the minced ginger prepared earlier. First, pour the fragrant ginger oil over the ground pork and mix well. Let the pork absorb the flavors first by combining it with the ginger. After that, add the chopped carrots and shrimp. Before adding the celery, squeeze out the excess water. Since the celery was blanched and finely chopped, it tends to release quite a bit of moisture. Pour the squeezed celery water into the pork mixture and stir vigorously. This allows the pork to absorb the celery's natural juices. After that, add the squeezed, finely chopped celery into the mixture and stir well. Finally, add 1 egg. This also helps enhance the flavor of the filling. Mix everything thoroughly, and the dumpling filling is ready. By this time, the dough has rested for about an hour. Take it out. It should be smooth, not sticky, and very easy to work with excellent elasticity. Knead it again briefly until it becomes even smoother. Now we move on to the third step, wrapping the dumplings, which is also one of the keys to success. First, no matter what technique you use, start by rolling the dough into a long, thin rope. Here's the first important tip. Make sure each dough piece is cut evenly. This ensures that the dumplings will cook evenly and look beautiful. Here's the second important tip. The size of each dough piece matters. I usually make each piece about 12 grams. This size makes dumpling wrappers that are just right, not too big or too small. If you don't want to weigh them individually, you can simply divide the whole dough evenly into 80 pieces, following my ratio. That will work perfectly. Here's the third important tip. After you cut the dough pieces, make sure to prevent them from sticking together. You can either space them out slightly or dust them lightly with flour. While you're wrapping the dumplings, cover the dough pieces with a cloth to keep them from drying out. Also, sprinkle a little flour on the plate where you place the finished dumplings. This way, the dumplings won't stick to the bottom. Now let's start rolling out the wrappers. First, lightly coat each dough piece with a bit of flour, then press it flat. Roll it out, and then, just like I'm showing you, shape it into a dumpling wrapper. This takes a bit of practice, but as long as you keep trying, you'll quickly get the feel for it. The center of the wrapper should be slightly thicker and the edges thinner. When you roll, apply more pressure from the edges toward the center. This way, the wrapper won't tear easily. For the filling, use about 1 heaping spoonful, like this small spoon I'm using. Then, wrap the dumpling using whatever folding method you're comfortable with. The key is to control the size of the wrapper and the amount of filling. As long as you manage these well, your dumplings will come out nice and even, no matter what shape you make. Most importantly, make sure to pinch the edges tightly so the filling doesn't leak out. Seal every part carefully to keep the dumplings well closed. Today, the filling I made was just enough for 80 dumplings. If you're a beginner and can't handle making that many at once, simply reduce the amount according to my ratio. Now for the fourth step, cooking the dumplings. Bring a large pot of water to a boil. Make sure there's plenty of water and don't overcrowd the pot. Quickly add the dumplings into the boiling water. Once you add them, the water will temporarily stop boiling. Keep the heat on high and gently move the dumplings around with a spoon to keep them from sticking to the bottom. Just make sure to use a spoon with a smooth edge, not a sharp one, to avoid tearing the dumplings. Here's where different methods come in. Some people like to partially cover the pot at this stage to help steam and cook the filling more thoroughly. Personally, I prefer not to cover the pot. I find it easier for beginners to control. After the dumplings first come to a boil, lower the heat to medium and add about 1/3 cup of water. When it comes to a boil again, add 1/2 cup of water. Then, when it boils for the third time, add 1 cup of water. Each time, the heat inside the pot increases, and so does the amount of water I add. For dumplings of this size, they are usually fully cooked by the third boil. Now let's take them out and have a look. The dumplings look beautiful. You can clearly see the chewy texture of the wrapper and the perfect fullness of the filling. The thickness of the wrapper is just right too.
Good.
For any dumplings you can't finish right away, simply place the whole plate in the freezer until they are firm, then transfer them into a bag for storage. All right, see you next time.